Flosstube, it's Lori McClary, textilist. Welcome to my channel. Hey Flosstubies, it's Lori. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are a current subscriber, and welcome if you are new and you just stumbled upon my channel. This is a channel about cross stitch and quilting and many other things. Today also will include some knitting and gee, do I have other things? I might have a few other things in here. So it's been a long time since my last video, longer than I had anticipated, but I definitely had a lot going on. If you recall, in my last video, I was getting ready for the retreat I have here at my place prior to the Sisters Quilt show. So I had a house guest for, well, one of them I have for a couple of weeks, my friend Barb. And the other ladies were here for a week, so I had a lot of getting ready to do. I also visited a fiber festival in Albany, Oregon, which was called the Black Sheep Fiber Festival, I believe. And just a lot of other things have been going on. I was sitting here starting to kind of gather things for recording, and I was thinking about how I'd really kind of lost my stitchy bug, I'd kind of lost my quilting bug, and then as I gathered everything, it was like, no, it was really because I'm just tired. I did do a lot more than I thought, and I kind of need to rest up and get back into the swing of things and maybe not push it too much. But let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I have a lot of things to share, and I'm just looking around here. I have a lot of things to share. I think this is going to be a long video, so if you like, go grab something to drink, maybe something to nibble, grab your stitching or whatever it is that you like to do, and we'll get started. I had to pause there and turn on another fan. It has been incredibly hot here. We've had several days over 100, and for this time of year we were watching, it's been about 20 degrees over average during the hot spell. It's cooled down a little bit this week. We're just in the mid 80s, which is much closer to normal. It was miserable. It was just miserable, and it was during quilt week, which made it all the more uncomfortable. We managed to get through it. We would close up the house early in the morning. Fortunately, here we do have really cool nights, and it cools everything down. And we've been having, I think actually last night or night before last, it got down to 49, which is fantastic. So I just leave all the windows open at night and it cools the house down. But by about this time of day, and I think it's close to noon or a little afternoon, it's definitely heating back up. So if you hear that in the background, I apologize. I'm just going to need that because with the light that I use to record and everything, it's going to get really warm here for me. So let's kind of back up to when I last recorded, which was in June, early June. So this is later July, so I think maybe 5 weeks ago, something like that. I was just getting over COVID. I was telling everyone it was really hanging on, and it really did hang on. In fact, later, right, not far after I recorded, I went back in to see the doctor because I just was not getting better. It turned out I had walking pneumonia related to the COVID. So it took a while to kind of get through that. I didn't feel terrible, but I didn't feel great either. And I think that was probably a lot of kind of why I was feeling out of sorts. But I did get some things done, as I mentioned before, and I'd like to share a finish with you. I pretty much only stitched on this right after I had finished recording the last video. And this is A Little Bit of Spring by Blackbird Designs. And it's out of the Ooh La La book. And I started that, oh gosh, let's see, I think I started that last March, and I finished it on the 25th of June. I did change it a little bit. There's supposed to be a heart by the birds, and I left that out. And I think I'm going to frame it as is. This is going to go in the French general bedroom. I love how this turned out. I think it's just gorgeous. It's one of 3 pieces out of the Ooh La La book that I am stitching. I have a few things that I need to complete in the next couple 3 months, and I have so many that I want to start, and I'm kind of getting a little burnt out on stitching on the same thing over and over. So I had set some goals at the beginning of the year, and I still intend on trying to meet those goals, but I really work best when I just look and see what looks fun to stitch on or work on that day instead of really staying too focused on one thing. So I did finish that, and I was pleased with that. And I've been working on my one red thread, and that's coming along nicely. And I won't stop doing that. I mean, this is one commitment that I really, really enjoy. It's not ironed, so I apologize. But this is as of this morning. So let me back up and get it in here. This is a large sampler. I'm doing this on 46 count vintage Tundra Lakeside linen. And most of what you see on the bottom half, except for maybe 4 of the alphabet, the big alphabet, has probably been since, I'm not sure what I did since last. But I'm really closing in on a finish here. Again, this is my one red thread that I started at the beginning of the year in January, and I really enjoy working on this. I'll probably post something on my Instagram at the end of the month. I like to do a monthly recap, so you'll see where I'm at on that. So that's been coming along. The other thing that I work on every day is my hexagon star a day. And I did fall down on doing one a day when I had my house guests for the retreat. So I am behind on that. But I have all cut out here, and I'm looking forward to catching up. I'm going to try to do like 5 or 6 a day. So I can get caught up on those and get back in the swing of things, and then just be doing one a day. That's going to take me through Mother's Day, give or take, next year, because that's what we started. We started on Mother's Day. And so that's just another one a day that I do. And let's see, I had a list here because I have so many things to show you. What else am I going to talk about? Oh yeah. I want to talk about some Happy Mail and some haul and some Stitchy kindness. So I'm going to kind of roll all of those in together. So some Stitchy kindness. One of my viewers reached out to me and asked if I had a certain one of the Spirit of Christmas books, and I did not, and so she offered to send it to me, and I kept it actually wrapped up since then because I wanted to open it together. And she sent me this lovely card, very lovely card, and this is from Pat. So Pat, I didn't talk to you earlier about maybe saying your whole name, so I'm just going to say this is from Pat. She sent me this beautiful card. In the card she sent me, these are so lovely, these gorgeous stickers. I was just thrilled with these as well. And I cannot wait to use those. But she sent me the book, so I'm going to open it up now. And I'm really excited. This is it's the 20th edition, Spirit of Christmas. This is what it looks like. And oh, this is so cool. She said she ended up with 2, so I'm just going to flip through. Oh, it has some pictures of the projects in here. And oh, it has recipes, fresh apple and orange cake. Well, that sounds good. So lots of recipes, just like several of the other books. Beautiful things. Ooh, look at this project where you take a card and you frame it. That is really pretty. So I'm looking forward to really getting into this. I did not really get to participate in Christmas in July because July just went so fast for me. But thank you again, Pat. I really appreciate it, and I am thrilled to have this in my collection. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. Also, because I ended up having pneumonia, I had a Stitchy Girls weekend planned with a couple friends, and I was not able to attend, and I was really bummed. But my friends sent me some little gifts, and here's one of them. So this is from Lori Wilson, and oh, this is so cute. It's this really beautiful, looks like French soap in a dish, and this lovely little frame and bee. This is so cute. I was at a friend's house recently on another weekend, which I will tell you about, and she had a bee bathroom, and it really inspired me, and I'm thinking I might do a bee bathroom as well. It had this gorgeous harvest gold ribbon in here that she used as decoration. She also sent me some Lori Wilson, of course, is a milk thread design. She sent me some thread drops and some pins. These are lovely. And this is from, oh, that's from Jersey Stitch Girl. And then she sent me some of her patterns, and I'm so excited about these. Both of them, they're just gorgeous. This is the Sesquicentennial Alphabet in Blue, 1874. And I'm kind of holding these at an angle so you don't get a glare. I know exactly where this is going to go. This may get bumped up in the rotation, and I know the color blue that I want to use. And then the other one is the Bicentennial, and it's Sarah Burley's sampler. I love this. It is so pretty. Look at that sampler. I love the border on that. That is just gorgeous. Thank you so much, Lori. I really appreciate it. It was a nice little treat because I was really feeling sorry for myself not being able to go on our little Stitchy weekend that we have planned. So I super appreciate that. Also, my friend Lisa Kendra Stitcher sent me a little care package, which I already have tucked away in one of the rooms, but I'm going to insert a picture right here of what she sent me, and it was just really a pick-me-up while being sick and or getting over being sick, and it was just so nice to get those in the mail. Thank you, ladies. Okay, so that was some Stitchy kindness that I received. And then I think I had one more, but I'm not sure. But I also got some haul. I just got this the other day. If you aren't watching Olivia of Olivia B, she does unboxings for her shop. And I told her, I messaged her, I said, I have to stop watching these. You're costing me too much money. But I did an order from, I think it was her last one or the one right before that, I'm not sure. But I could not get these because these are from the City Stitcher, which I love. I love the City Stitcher charts. And I am like Olivia, I love a big house, and these are all big houses. The first one that I got was a guide to the sampler. And that just, I don't know, that looks like a great late summer, early fall stitch. That one also may get bumped up into the rotation. I'm not sure. I can tell you that in an upcoming video really soon, I'm probably going to be breaking out the fall, but we're not quite there yet. The next one that I ordered was the strawberry sampler. A nice big house on that one as well. These are so gorgeous, and they fit perfectly with my style here. They kind of cross across styles that I have. I have several styles here in the house, but I know that those are going to go great. And the other one was one that I've wanted for a long time, and I love it because the alphabet is dispersed throughout a couple of trees, and it's called the Weeping Tree Sampler. Look at that. Is that not amazing? I just love how that looks with those alphabet in the trees. And then last, and I could have ordered way more than this, last but not least was a la-di-da that I'm going to stitch to go with the Murder of Crows little stitch that I've done before, and this one's called Old Crow. So I love these. So that was some haul. I have other haul, but that was cross stitch related haul. And then they came, Olivia sent me this beautiful postcard with a lovely note on it, and I love bird things. I think this would be great to frame and put with the bird things in my bedroom. And if you're not familiar with her shop, it's called Hillside Rookery, and that's how you spell it. And she is on Etsy, so please go and check out Olivia. You will not be disappointed. Okay, so that was some Stitchy haul, and I'm going to check my notes here and see what, sampler starts. I may have to hold off on that one. Progress on knitting. Let's see. What did I do with my knitting bag? Oh, it's right here. So I have been working on the Church Mouse fold over poncho, and I need to get to 50 inches. I am super close. So just to show you, here it is. Not very interesting to look at because it's a long rectangle, but I'm getting close to the more interesting part. So maybe by the next time I will have got to the point where I fold it over, join it, and start the cowl, but I'm not sure. But it's going to be done in plenty of time for cold weather, which right now I feel cannot come too soon. So that is progress on my knitting. And speaking of knitting and yarn and all things, I went to a fiber market called Black Sheep Gathering, and it was in Albany, Oregon. I think it was at the end of June. Yeah, it was at the end of June, and I had a fantastic time. So many of you know that I have been on the hunt. I've been researching and trying to find a spinning wheel, and I found one there. So I did end up getting the Ashford Joy. I'm going to insert a picture here because it's too big to kind of hold up and show you. I haven't had the opportunity because immediately coming home from the fiber market, I was full steam getting ready for my retreat. So I really wanted to wait until I had time to sit down and start playing with it. But I have been practicing treadling here and there, which was a suggestion that several people have given me, and this one is much easier to treadle than others that I tried. I think because the treadles are shorter and it's a smaller smaller footprint and smaller stature. It fits me better. So I'm really excited to get started on that, and I'm thrilled. I'm really, really thrilled. While I was there, I did do a little bit more shopping, and I also came home with some carding combs, and these are from a company called, I don't have the card with me, and I wanted to share that. Oh, please. Okay, sorry, I could not find my business card that I picked up from them, but they're called Celestial Farms, and they just had so many beautiful pieces of equipment for spinners and fiber workers. And these are carding combs, and the woodwork on these is just fantastic. I love these. They also had blending boards. They had a couple of ball winders, etc., all in different woods. Just lovely stuff. And they're actually here in Oregon. In fact, I was amazed at how many larger, well-known companies regarding fiber arts are here in Oregon. The Woolly Winder, which is a large winder accessory that you can buy for your spinning wheel, they're here in Oregon. Brother Drum Carters are also here in Oregon. It was amazing, and the show was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed it. So I picked those up, and they sit right here until I need to use them. I also picked up, excuse me here, I picked up some wool bats in anticipation of my spinning journey. I have an entire box. I think there's eight or 12 different types of wool for me to test out on my my new spinning wheel. It came with the spinning wheel, but because I was surrounded by so many beautiful things, I had to pick some up because, you know, when in Rome. So let's see, what do I have in here? Ooh, I've got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so from Spinner's Candy, and I better put on the spectacles again. That's Deirdre McKimmey, and I picked up this bat, and I actually picked this up to mix and use with this bat, which is from a different dyer, but I think they're going to go really well together. This is BFL. I'm still learning all my fiber contents, so those of you who are spinners, you're going to know what that means. She had some beautiful bats. This was one of my favorite. These are definitely my colors. And then this one is a Falkland, and it doesn't have a color name, but it is just gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Is that not yummy? I cannot wait to start spinning and start spinning some of this up. I also picked up a skein. This is a 3-ply sock weight yarn, which is 80% alpaca and 20% silk. And the dyer for this is not going to be dyeing anymore for this company, so I was really happy to pick it up. But it says right here, this is from ZZ Alpacas. They're in Oregon as well. And I'll put, if I have information about any of the dyers or wool growers or, you know, the company that made those, I'll put all of that information down below. But I picked up this beautiful skein. I loved all of the colors, particularly putting the teal and the rust and the burgundy together. This is just lovely. So that's for knitting. And then I also picked up a skein from my friend Tatiana, who is the owner and dyer of Tumalo Fiber. She's in Tumalo / Bend, which is just down the road from me. Tatiana is a wonderful dyer and a beautiful person. Just love chatting with her. And this right here, this is a 50% superwash merino, 50% Pima cotton. but look at that color. Is that not lovely? This one's called Foibles, if I'm saying that right. There's a couple shops in Bend that carry her yarn, and I will put her information and the information where you can get these down below as well. I don't think she sells directly to the public unless she's selling through a shop, but I could be wrong. I will double check, and I'll put that information down below. So Tatiana's work is fantastic. Also, when I went to the fiber show at Black Sheep, I took a class on dyeing fiber, dyeing wool basically, and it was great. It was an all-day class, and I think it was called One Pot Wonder or something like that. We ended up doing 2 sets of dyeing, and I'm going to throw some pictures up here of the results. This was like the day after when I had it sitting out in the sun to finish drying. But there was several different kinds of sheep fiber that we were dyeing, and there was also rabbit, and I think there might have been one other fiber, but it was a really enjoyable class. I've dyed a lot of different things, but I had not, and I had dyed wool, but I had not dyed undone fiber where it hasn't been spun or anything yet. So it was really fun. I'm hoping to take a few more dyeing classes, and I'm really looking forward to getting that fiber carded and trying it out on my spinning wheel at some very future date. So that was some fiber that I picked up. Let's see, I talked about the carders, I talked about the fiber. Excuse me, time for some drink. Sorry about that. I had to do a coffee sneezy, refresh my drinkables break. By the way, if you have not heard of this is a great drink to try. I introduced my retreat goers to this, and I call it a low carb root beer float. And basically it is A&W diet root beer, and you put a splash of heavy cream in there, and boom, you've got an instant low carb root beer float. And it's fantastic. We went through about 2 cases of root beer, so I think it was a hit. Okay. So my retreat. I have a group of ladies that come to visit me in July, and we all used to belong to the Washington Stars Quilt Guild years ago, and as so happens, many of us move away from the area, and I have one that comes in from Colorado, one that comes in from Sim City, Arizona, and the other ladies come down from Olympia. We had a few missing. We really missed them, but we did have a good time. And I'm going to put some photos up here of some of the projects that we finished during the retreat, or that got close to finishing. There was some amazing things that got completed during the retreat, and I'm going to put those here. Okay, so one of the things that I finished during the retreat was one of my quilts for the cottage bedroom. This is one of 3 Halloween quilts, and these are intended to match up with a lot of Brenda Gervais and or other designers, but Brenda Gervais colors were in mind. Think like in the Witch's Garden colors, and they're fig tree. I can't show you everything, but I will put a picture up here of the finished quilt. Now, I haven't decided. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put some sort of border around it. It doesn't have the border yet, but I probably won't do the borders until I have finished at least the second quilt. I need to figure out how much of the border fabrics to order. Fig Tree has a line coming out. I think it's dropping in August that has a lot of vintage fabrics that are in it, and they're all Halloween colored. I think it's called Denim and Sunflowers or Denim and something. I'll put it down below what the name of the fabric line is. And it's going to have this reprinted, I believe. And that's one I'm probably going to use for borders. So I was super excited to get that done. I finished piecing one day, and then it basically took the rest of the week for me to get the rest of the quilt put together. Also during retreat, actually this was right after retreat, my friend Barb and I worked on a project. Each of us were trying it out. This is my sample. I am pretty pleased about the way that it turned out, and it is called the Prima Diva Clutch / Wallet / Purse. I think what is considered the purse because I have a lot of sections in it, and these are done by So Many Creations. The lady that's the designer also sells, her name is Pam Damour, I believe. She also sells the clasps, and they come in different colors. Barb had like the black that was not really a black, it was more of, I can't think of the name, but more like the silver black. This is a bronze. It also comes in rose gold and yellow gold, and I think there's one more color that she sells those. This is for the small. I also have the small pattern, and that is called the Mini Diva, and it's like a fold over wallet. But I did the clutch because I wanted to create something that I could take my hexes on the go. So here's what I created, and it opens up. The little clasp here, it opens up, and here is the inside. So it has a couple of zippered pockets. It has a little pocket here where I have my ruler in here, and the zippers, like I have my needles and the templates in here. My little card where I keep track of things fits nicely in here, and everything fits in there, and then any of my stars or pieces that I'm working on, if I need to take this with me to stitch group, then I can. And then this is what the sides look like. It all folds up pretty nice and tidy. It's just the perfect size for this. This of course would be a great wallet. You could also set it up for your cross stitching. It's intended that you can actually put rings on here. It could be a crossbody. It calls for putting another thing in here that holds credit cards, so if you are making a purse out of it. I really enjoyed making this. It's not a beginner project. The instructions that are included in here they're not good. They're not very helpful. The pictures are not in color. They're in black and white, and they were really hard to follow. So it literally took both Barb and myself. Now Barb is a very, very experienced purse maker. I'm a long time maker myself, and they were very confusing. But now that we've made one, and you go back and then you read the instructions, then some of them make sense, but it is kind of confusing. Now, the designer of the clutch here, she does have a video that you can purchase to watch on how to make it. And I would probably, I can't recommend the video because I haven't watched it. We kind of winged this on our own. But if you're not an experienced bag maker or purse maker, it might be helpful. So aside from that though, it turned out really, really cute. Barb did say she made the wallet, and you saw that in a picture that I showed. She made this little wallet and it went together pretty quickly for her. So the results are fantastic, and if this is something you're interested in, I will put the information for the clasp and for the patterns down below. Okay, so that was a couple things that I worked on during retreat. I also started on the next quilt that goes into the cottage bedroom. So this was a picture of the last one. That quilt pattern is called, by the way, I didn't mention that, it's called Merry Christmas, Darling. You can download it. It's on the Cottonway website, which is www.cottonway.com. Very easy pattern, super fast. I worked on it on and off, but I think if I would have worked on it all at once, it would have gone a lot faster. Really enjoyed working on this. So the second one that I'm making is this one right here. Here's kind of a picture of it. And I re-engineered this pattern because the actual pattern did not have a big enough size for me to make. So I re-engineered it, and I own Electric Quilt. I think I've had Electric Quilt since version 5. So I re-engineered it, made it bigger. This is what mine is going to look like. And I made a test block, and I think this one is going to go pretty quickly. I'm going to sit down and figure out the most economical way to cut it to use the fabrics I have. I have jelly rolls, which are going to work great, and I think it might be a little bit less fabric to do it one way of cutting than another. So that's really where I'm at right now, is I'm going to figure that out and start cutting and get this one started. And I'm hoping to get this goes back to my goals for the year. I wanted to get at least 3 quilts done. Is that what my goal was? I think my goal was 3 quilts, or quilts enough for 1 room, and this room happens to be 3. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my goals, but I'd like to get this done this year. I don't know if I'll get them done by Halloween or September. I'm not going to get them done by September. Who am I fooling? But get them done this year. So that is something I will be working on coming up. And what else have I got going on here? Let's look at my list and see what else I wanted to talk about. So I talked about the quilt, I started about the new one, talked about the clutch, progress on the Hexie Star. So I mentioned earlier, I'm a little bit behind on my Hexie Star, and they're all over there, but I think next time what I'll do is I'll bring out my design board and kind of show you where I'm at on the Hexie Star. And I think the last thing I was going to talk about is I have another dress project for my granddaughter. She contacted me a couple months ago now. We've been kind of deciding what she's going to be for Halloween. She wanted me to help make her costume. So she had made a decision, and then she had watched a movie. And the movie, I think it's a Netflix movie. I think it's called The School of Good and Evil. And she said, Grandma, you really need to watch this. There's so many great costumes. I think I want to do something from the movie. So I went and watched the movie and we discussed it, and she decided to make one of the dresses. I'm going to throw a picture up here of the dress. And so I've been searching for some patterns that will give her the kind of look of that dress. And I think it's going to be really, really fun to make. But right after retreat, my friend Barb was still here and we were doing some shopping, and I was in Joanne Fabrics because she needed to pick up a few things, and they had a big table of 70% off fabric, and I spied this fabric and it's like, oh, I think that's perfect. So, gotta reach down here and grab it. So I took a picture and messaged my granddaughter and said, do you think this is going to work for the bodice, which is kind of a corset bodice? And I didn't hear from her, and it's like, I'm just going to buy it because I think she's going to love it. And she did. So here is the fabric that I bought to make the bodice. It's going to be so pretty. Now, her favorite color is like this ice blue, and she is also a pink lover. But I think the real decision is, and I hope that's not glaring too shiny, I think the real decision is, do I use the outside, which is what I just showed you, which is kind of pink and blue and rose gold, or do I use the inside, which is just as lovely? I might have to make two, I don't know. Anyway, I got plenty of this. As I said, it might have been 80% off. It was really pennies. But also in the bin, I picked up just the small piece here, which will be part of the tattered skirt in the picture. So this is just a little piece. I think it cost me 74 cents. But I'm really excited to get to work on that project as well. I'm trying to give myself a lot of time to get it done. I think it should go fairly fast, but famous last words. I almost forgot. I wanted to share this with you as well. We got together, my smaller Stitchy group got together at our friend Linda's house, and she had this fantastic project for us, and I wanted to share with you what we made. Isn't this pretty? I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go, but it doesn't really matter. But we were all ready for fall. I think this is fantastic. She had everything set out for us in little bags, actually big bags. She had it all divided up to do bows and flowers and the wreaths, and they just turned out wonderful. And I'm going to insert a quick picture here of all of our wreaths all lined up after we were done. We had a delicious lunch with this, and we had a lot of fun, and it was really great to work on something that felt like fall when we were all so hot. So thank you again, Linda, for such a great project, and I cannot wait to hang this up. So as far as what's coming up, I'm going to be working on the dress. I am also going to be working on this project right here because I have a deadline that I want to meet near the end of August. I want to finish this sampler, which is Roses for Ruby, for my grandmother. And I have, this is a Scarlet House Scarlet House sampler. Let me pull it out here. So I have the rest of the bouquet and these two little motifs. I'm not going to stitch the birds. I'm either going to put her initials in here or maybe some little dogs because she had dogs all her life. And so I want to get this done. Her 100th birthday would have been this year, and I thought that that was an appropriate time to have this finished by. So that's on the agenda. I am also just itching to start and or work on fall things because I am over this heat. I remember telling you in another video not so long ago how I was really over the cold and I was just waiting for the summer, and that I would probably be regretting that really soon. And yep, I'm there. I am done with this heat. As I said, fortunately, we're down to the 80s, which is my sweet spot, and I really like that. But smoke and fire season has started early. Usually we're hitting it about August, September, but there, of course, are some big fires. There's one in Northern California, of course. There is really, really a big one in Canada, and then there are some smaller ones relatively. They're not small, they're still big, but the smoke that we're getting here is really from the fires in Canada, and it's just miserable. When it's hot and you have a lot of smoke, you really can't keep the windows open or anything like that. Fortunately, we have about every third day it kind of blows out and I'm able to open the windows and get some fresh air, but it's kind of a bummer because then you're really not able to enjoy the nice weather. So I think that's everything I have for today. It was a lot. I can't promise when the next video will be. Hopefully it will be sooner. I have not forgotten. I've gotten a lot of emails and people contacting me asking about the knitting project bag tutorial. I haven't forgotten about it. I will do it. I didn't have a moment to slow down for the last 5 weeks, and hopefully I'll be able to get that done really soon. So until then, take care. I hope your summer is going well and it's not too hot, and that it will cool down a little bit for you. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.